All right, Morgan Journal Father's Day edition. So that would be what? Sunday, June 19th. Ugh, it's also Juneteenth. You know, June used to be cool because it was like beginning of summer, and when you were in school, you were out of school for the summer, college or high school and stuff, middle school, grade school, you know. But now it's like they put all kinds of dumb nonsense in June. You got Gay Pride Month. Hey, Gay Pride! You get this dumb Juneteenth nonsense that I'm pretty sure black people don't even care about. It's like a bunch of white losers made up a holiday for them, and they're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm setting this, trying to get the best light. I don't know. Anyways, though. So, yeah. June 19th. So, as I said in the last one, if you watched it, didn't have her on Saturday. It was supposed to be my weekend, but it didn't happen because it's Culliver's birthday. It's actual birthday. Like, it's not just a party on Saturday. It's his actual birthday, too. Apparently, a lot of people went, from what I understand, from what Morgan tells me. Also, there's a guy at my job that lives on the same street as them, and he said the street was just lined with cars. So I'm like, I don't know how he attracted so many guests. Morgan's parties are never that crazy, and she's a social butterfly. So I'm like, what? From what I understand, he has no friends. Not like no friends that he'd hang out with, just friends like, you know, people you talk to at school. But I'm like, I don't know. Apparently, he attracted a huge party. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I got her Sunday at 10 a.m., like I probably alluded to in the last one. So anyway, I get there, pick her up. They were actually outside. Well, the kids were. They were outside, and they had some stuff for me. They had a shirt, the Batman shirt. Not a fan of the movie, but, you know, the shirt's pretty cool looking. I'll wear it. And I also had a gift card to GameStop, which I didn't know how much was on it for the longest time, and then I ended up checking when I was out of GameStop, and it was $30. They gave me $30 cash, and they gave me I think again, $30 on a gift card to the cinema, which was kind of a plan because that's what we were gonna do today, was go to the movies to see Jurassic World Dominion. So, yeah, I got all that stuff, and then I just had to go in and get her bag. And we said bye, and then, yeah, so we left, and then we went to Walmart. There's a Walmart near where they live. We went to Walmart basically just to get some things for James. I don't know, I do that. It's probably stupid, and I shouldn't, but I just do it to be, like, decent. We didn't get him anything crazy. We got him some candy that he likes, some air fresheners, because Morgan says he likes air fresheners, and, oh yeah, a box of Monsters, because he likes energy drinks. Like, it came out to like $20 total, $25, whatever. It's just something just to be like, hey, happy Father's Day. I mean, he's got a kid too. So, but yeah, we did that. Then we went to, I'm trying to remember the order of operations here. We went to go drop it off, and they weren't home. So I'm like, well, his truck was unlocked. So I was like, there's something on the driver's seat for him. And they're like, Dad, we're not home. We told you we're taking Culliver to the monster trucks. And I'm like, yeah, you told me this about 2 months ago. Like, I remember. It doesn't affect me. I'm not going. I don't care. But yeah, so after we went and dropped that off, we went back to the town where I live, and then we just went to Walmart again. And Morgan was like, didn't we just go to Walmart? And I was like, yeah, but we don't have anything else to do. I mean, we do, but it was later. It was at like 2:30. So I was just kind of like wasting time instead of just sitting around at home doing nothing. So yeah, we walked around, you know, did our rounds. We went, well, we didn't really go in the food areas, but we walked by the food areas and blah, blah, blah. Went and looked in the cat food section, looked in the movies section, in video games section. Then we ended up down by toys. And then when we were almost all done and I was about ready to go, I noticed that, it's probably weird that I'm smelling, it's just, I'm really sweaty in a weird area, and I'm just making sure that it's just sweat. Because it's only in one area. It's under my lard though, so it probably makes sense and hot when you got a lard hanging over itself. But anyways, I ended up seeing my brother's girlfriend in like, I think it was the toothbrush aisle, and I'm like, what the heck? I didn't see him though, so then I did a quick like scan around, because I figured he'd be nearby if he was with her, so I did a quick scan to see if I could see him. And I didn't see him, so I'm like, whatever. So then we just left because I was done. Well, as I'm walking out to the parking lot, I see him standing outside, probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 cars down from where I was parked. And I was like, oh, there he is. He's outside. And he was with Chuck. And I'm like, oh, he's probably just standing there letting him, I don't know, stretch out or whatever while she's in there buying a toothbrush. But turns out he was standing there with Chuck's mom. So I was like, oh, this is actually kind of weird. And so then I went back in my car and I sat there and I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do? Like, I wanted to say hi, but I was like, this is kind of weird. So then I was like, well, thought she would at least be leaving, but nope. So I was like, well, I got an idea then, and I just pulled out and I went to park next to him on the opposite side of where she was standing. But the dang carriage return was there. I could see it was there, but I didn't realize it was like right there. I didn't know he parked on top of it. I thought there was a space next to it that I could pull into. There wasn't. So yeah. I ended up just kind of sitting there weirdly in the driveway at some weird angle, half in the street, half kind of in a spot. It didn't really matter. Nobody really goes by, especially how far down they were parked. So I'm like, we're good. I doubt anybody's going to come by. And nobody did, so. But yeah, so after when she left, by the time she left, actually, that's when his current girlfriend came out and was in the car. And it was just like, I don't know, they were ready to go. And so we talked for like 3 minutes, and then he left. So then I left too. He didn't realize that I was done shopping. He was like, oh, are you going in? I was like, no, I'm done. I'm leaving too. So then Morgan and I, went to Wendy's, and I forgot they got the new strawberry Frosties. So I saw that and I was like, oh, we gotta try that. Totally forgot. Strawberries are her favorite fruit. I know she's difficult about ice cream, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I just buy it and make her have it, well, not make it, but you know what I mean. Don't give her an option. And just, here you go, I got your ice cream. I mean, we got food too, but I actually got her a 4 for $4 bag. She said a double cheeseburger kids meal hamburger because she's boring, double ham plain kids meal, but I don't think Wendy's does like the big kids options. At least I didn't see it on the menu, so that's why I just got her a 4 for $4 bag. And I just got a biggie bag and then a chicken sandwich on the side, which, geez, those things used to be $1, now they're $2.19. I'm like, oh. So yeah, then after that we went home, finished up eating. I think we used the bathroom and stuff. And yeah, then it was just about time to get going. So then we go out to the area where the theater is, and we were a little early. I think I was going for a 2:30 show, and we got out there at 2. So there's a GameStop, and I figured, well, I got that gift card. So she ended up seeing a Riolu plush that she didn't have. Actually, there was a Jigglypuff too, which I already got for her, but she didn't know. Somehow, when she was in her room earlier, she didn't see it. I'm like, how do you not notice? You're that unobservant. You're in your room and don't see that? Oh yeah, because that's the thing. When we were at Walmart the first time, she got a LOL doll. Well, you know, the little ball one, but now it's, what, Year of the Tiger? Year of the Ox was around Christmas. Now it's Year of the Tiger. And, yeah. So she apparently put that away with the rest of them and just didn't notice that I had some stuff on her bed. I had a movie for her, Cars 3. Well, actually, it's the 3-pack. We don't need 1 and 2, but we needed 3. I thought I had 3. I think I said this last time in the last video. So I just borrowed the dang 3-pack because I couldn't find Cars 3 by itself. And she had the Jigglypuff. So anyway, she chooses the Jigglypuff. I'm like, you don't need that, dang it. You already have it. So she ended up finding and choosing a Riolu, and I'm like, whatever. So I got her that. And then with the gift card, I was looking at games, and I was trying to think of what to get. Because I'm like, you know, this is like free money. So I'm like, maybe I should get something that I always think about getting but don't get because it's a little expensive. Or maybe I should just get something weird and different. Like I was thinking about the Ikai game. The IKAI game. That's not really my style. It's like weird Japanese survival horror, creepy. I'm not into that, but I thought, it would be free. And, you know, what the heck, maybe try something different. You never know, maybe it could be super awesome or get me into it. Be like, whoa, that was a cool experience. This is something I would have never normally done. But then I was like, I don't know, I wish there was like one game that I was just like dying for, and then it would be easy. Use this gift card on it. Sweet, I have it, but there's nothing that's really like slamming at the forefront. Like there's ones I want to get, but they're ones that are just kind of like, I can get them whenever. The gift card doesn't really matter. So I ended up getting, some Pokemon cards instead, which ended up being expensive as F. But considering I had the gift card and the $30 cash, they were basically free. But under normal circumstances, man, I would never buy them. I mean, they were only $60, but that's a lot for cards. Jeez. Which I will have a video up. Well, actually, by the time you see this, it probably is up. So, you know, go check that out. It's the Battle Stadiums box. Anyway. Then after we leave the theater, the GameStop, we go to the theater, and I go to the register, and I tell her, 2:30, Jurassic World, and she's like, oh, that's all sold out. And she's like, well, I can see what other times we got. But first she suggests, Top Gun Maverick. Oh, we got a Top Gun at 2:30? And I'm like, no. Why would I want Top Gun? I came here for Jurassic World. Like, I'm here specifically for one movie. It's not like I'm just here like, hey, what do you got playing soon? I'll catch anything. I'm here for Jurassic World. Like, I get it. I guess she's doing a good job to suggestive sell, because maybe I could be a lost customer since my time that I wanted wasn't available. But, like, I don't just want anything. And I'm there with my 9-year-old daughter. Like, you think she's really interested in seeing a movie that's all about fighter jets and, like, bros and, toxic masculinity? I mean that in a good way, though. Just guys being guys, like, what's up, man? Nice flying. And low flying over there. Like, that's not something my daughter's gonna care about. That would be like if I went there with a couple of my bros. I don't have any, but just pretend I had guy friends. And we wanted to see that, let's say. And then they were like, oh, that's unavailable, but we do have a showing of My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 at 2:30. I'm just trying to think of like a really dumb movie that guys would not care about. It'd be like, what? No, we don't care about that. I never saw 1 or 2. I don't care about this. But yeah, it was just kind of stupid. Like, don't suggest something dumb to me. I said Jurassic World. Like, obviously I'm here because I looked into it, found what time it's at. Like, that's what I'm here for. Why would you suggest something dumb and has nothing to do with what I asked for? Also, in the grand scheme of things, Top Gun's been out for a couple weeks longer than Jurassic World, so how do you know I didn't already see it? Like, you're gonna suggest a movie to me that I possibly already saw? It's not like that came out recently as well. Like, I feel like what would have been a good suggestion would have been Lightyear. If she was like, oh, we have Lightyear showing at 2:30 or 2:45 or whatever, because that would have made sense. It's a kid, I'm with a kid. And then she could be like, oh, that's unavailable, but maybe he's here to see a movie with the kid. Hey, how about this one? That would at least make more sense. No, I don't want that. I am there specifically for Jurassic World. But at least there'd be intelligence. Like, Top Gun? Yeah, a kid cares about Top Gun. Jeez, I barely care about Top Gun. And you think some kid's gonna care? So anyways, she looks into it, and there's a 3:30 showing of Jurassic World, and I'm like, well, I guess we could do that. And I'm thinking, I don't know what we're gonna do, because the only thing I could think of was GameStop, which we already did. So I'm like, how are we gonna waste an hour? I'm thinking this, I'm not talking about it yet. But, at the cinema I go to, you have to pre-choose your seats. Well, the only seats available were, like, the front row ones, like the crappy front rows. So you're watching the movie like this, and I'm like, I don't want that. That's stupid. You're not gonna see anything. I did that once with Star Wars Last Jedi, which, go figure, it ended up being a terrible movie. Like, what a waste. But I like Star Wars a lot. There's 2 things I like: Star Wars and DC. Most specifically, Batman. Most specifically, Batman. Most specifically, Batman. Most specifically, Batman. There's tons of crap just right here that I can keep showing you. Same as Star Wars. I can show you my Inquisitor. I can show you Kanan. I got a big Kylo Ren over here that I can show you, just hanging out. I got a couple of plush Vaders. But anyways, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, Star Wars. So that's why I want to go. And they had only those crappy seats, but I thought, well, if they're in the theater, maybe it works. Yeah, no, it sucked. It was a terrible experience. You're like this the whole time. You can barely see anything. You can't get the full scope of what's happening. So yeah, I saw those were like the only option. I'm like, that's dumb. So I left, and it just made me irritated because multiple reasons. One, I've literally been planning going to this movie for a long time. Like, I think since Game 3 of Morgan's Soccer, I've been planning on doing this for. I made plans with my mom too, which, go figure, she ended up canceling last minute. I don't have money. Seriously? I told you about this months ago. You had plenty of time to save $30 or something, so that way then, you two could go. Jeez, even if you just handled your own selves, that's $15 each. You couldn't have saved $15 in the past month and a half? But still, anyways, like I was saying, it's something I've been planning forever. Like, Morgan and I even did a marathon of all the Jurassic Parks, the 3 Jurassic Parks and then the 2 current Jurassic Worlds, just so then we could be all caught up and ready for when this movie came out. And the dang movie came out last weekend. It came out on June 10th. So I'm like, people should have got this out of their system already. How is it still jam-packed? Like, obviously I'm not saying second week should be dead, but like, I feel like you get all the people like, oh, opening day and opening week. So by week 2, it should be a little more reasonable. It's just, I don't know, it's just irritating. Because this is how it always goes. Every time I try to make plans, they never work out. Always some kind of dumb nonsense has to happen. That's why I always just try to wing it. Like last minute, hey, you want to go to a movie? Because then it'll work out. This I plan out months in advance and for nothing. So anyways, we ended up going back to town, and I'm trying to think of what to do, and I don't know what to do. I'm like, we could go to the other theater. There's another theater, basically just as far as that one is from where I live, but in the other direction. But I'm like, I really don't want to drive all that way after we just went all that way. And then I'm thinking I would have to pay for it. This movie would have been free because I had the gift card. Granted, the gift card. But then I'm thinking, well, I wasn't anticipating on paying anyways, so I guess it doesn't make a difference that I couldn't use the gift card, but still, it would have been cool. It would have been free with the gift card. So I'm like, do I want to do this? And I'm like, I didn't want to, but I was like, you know what? This was the whole dang plan for months now, was to go see this movie. I was supposed to go on Saturday even, but I couldn't because of Culliver's birthday, which I forgot about. So I'm like, this has been delayed on top of massively planned. So I'm like, whatever. So I get off the highway on my exit, just in case, and I check my phone. Well, the website for the other theater. That's why I say just in case they didn't have any showings or anything, then I could just carry on and go home. But I check, I buy tickets online, and it goes through, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know, you don't choose your seats, so I'm like, who knows, this could not be promising. Maybe there's 2 open seats, but in opposite areas. Like, I can't have that. Me and Morgan need to sit together. 1, she's a little kid, she's 9, and 2, even if she wasn't a little kid, like, I'm not trying to go to a movie with her and not sit with her. That's weird. So I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. Typically, the only good thing is that this theater is a lot more dead than the other one. The other one's part of a big mall complex, so there's a lot going on. You have like 6 or 7 restaurants. There's a Cold Stone Creamery there. There's a bunch of clothing stores. There's a Target, GameStop, Barnes & Noble. There's kids' clothes places like Carter's and what have you. I think they even have like 2 phone stores. Don't they have like a Sprint, or I guess now it would be T-Mobile, and one other like AT&T or something in that strip. They got a DSW footwear, a Michaels. There's tons of stuff up there. So that's kind of why that theater is more busy, because there's more to do. It attracts more people. So while they're up there, then maybe they go to the movies, or they go to the movies and then plan on shopping after. Where this other one that we did end up going to, it's a lot more quiet. There's basically just a Walmart. There's a Walmart and a few other random small stores, like a Bath and Body Works and stuff. Nothing that's generating huge like attractions though. The other thing is, this other place that we went to, it kind of is large because there's other stores as well. There's a Target, Home Depot. There is a GameStop in that area. A few other places, but it's weird because it's split. Like, this plaza is all together. This plaza that we ended up going to, the other theater, it's split literally by the road. So it's like, you go left, that's where the theater is, or you can go right to like the other side where Target and Home Depot and all that are, GameStop. But anyways, it's usually quieter. I've gone to a lot of opening days on movies there, and like, there's, I don't want to say nobody there, but there's not that many people there. But I know if you went to the other one, it'd be jam-packed. You wouldn't even be able to get in. Like, the only way you could get in to other places, you'd have to like pre-order tickets. So anyways, we ended up going, and at first we get in the theater and it's full, but I find 3 seats, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 rows up. So I'm like, sweet. Well, no, so I find some seats, and I go to sit there. Well, yeah, 3 seats. And I go to sit there, but the woman's like, oh, I have these reserved for the rest of my family. It's my son and his wife and stuff. And I'm like, oh, dag nabbit. So really the only other options was the front row, just like the other place. But at least it wasn't so bad. It was front row, but it was the back row of the front row. So at least you're not like this. You could watch it normal. I was a little closer than I'd like to be, but at least it wasn't as bad as what the other theater was offering. Anyways, so now this one was a 3:35 showing, and man, previews are ridiculous. They are so long. The movie didn't start until 4:05. That's half an hour of previews. Like, the movie's 2 hours and 18 minutes or something as it is, and add on 30 minutes of previews. It's ridiculous. It's kind of like what I think with, like, VHSs, not VHS, wow, DVDs and stuff. They need to have the previews be an option, a special feature. So if you want to watch them and see what's coming out, you can. But otherwise, don't have them, like, or just have it so you can skip them. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but there's so many movies that I go to watch with Morgan, and, like, I can't even skip through them. I gotta do, like, fast forwarding or something. It's so annoying. Like, I don't care about these dumb previews. I'm trying to watch a movie. I have a movie. That's the one I want to see. I don't care about these previews. What's even worse is when it's like an older movie, like Cars 1, that came out in 2009? And I'm stuck with all the previews. It's like, come on, these movies all came out already. I've already seen all of them multiple times, but yeah, I still gotta watch the stupid previews? Because that's just a dumb feature that they put on the disc? So anyway, same thing in the theaters. Like, I get it, they're trying to suggestive sell their product and stuff, but like, do it differently or something. Do it like right after the movie. Nobody cares about the credits, so do it after the movie's done, but right before the credits. People leave during the credits anyways. It's not like anybody sits around and watches them. The only time people sit through them are when it's a Marvel movie, just for the after credits scene. And even then, people aren't reading the credits, they're just waiting. So put the previews right after the movie. Movie ends, previews, then the credits. Like, it's ridiculous. You go to a movie for 3:30, but it doesn't start till after 4, so like, you could be super late and still catch the movie just fine. We could have got there at 3:50 and been totally fine. That's how ridiculous it is. Like, we should have been 20 minutes late. Nope, we would have been perfectly fine. Anyways, as far as the movie goes, I have to say it sucked. It's definitely the worst Jurassic World, and possibly the worst Jurassic Steven Spielberg dinosaur movie of them all. It was just, I don't know, there was like 3 subplots going on at the same time, so it was almost like Game of Thrones. You know how Game of Thrones has like 37 stories going at the same time? You have the Lannisters stuff going on, you have Jon Snow's stuff going on, you got this one and that one and that one, and Daenerys, and you know, even though it's weird, it sort of works because it's a TV show and you have a lot of time with the show to get character development, and you kind of, it's just like, okay, I guess this is how we do it. This is a movie, and they have like 3 plots going. You got the Chris Pratt crew, they're doing their own thing. You got the original people, they're doing their own thing. And then there's like the bad guys, the, what do they call themselves? I don't know, some kind of chemical engineering company. They're doing their own thing. And these two only interact a little bit. These two only interact a little bit. And then finally at the very end, these two join. So then you got at least 2 plots, them and them. But it was just, I don't know, it's just weird. It was boring. Definitely felt way too long. There was definitely a lot of parts where it could have just ended. Kind of like with the Batman. So many places where it could have just ended. And nope, kept going. And yeah, I was even thinking, come on, is this almost done yet? It's not good when you're at a movie and you're getting antsy to go. Like, I had nothing else to do, and yeah, I wanted to leave. That's how boring it was. The other thing is, I felt like there was a lot they could have done with the dinosaurs that they didn't do. Like, the whole point is supposed to be that the dinosaurs are living, they're not in any kind of confinement anymore. They're just living in the world with us, just like normal animals, squirrels and stuff, you know? But they barely expanded on it. Very briefly in the very beginning is where they showcase this. Like, there's a pterodactyl that made a nest on the top of a skyscraper and stuff, and like, that's it. And then it's, oh, totally forgot about that. Oh, that's supposed to be the point of this movie. Me, totally forgot about it. Like, they should have done something with that and showed what the world was like with people living amongst the dinosaurs and stuff. Not create these pointless subplots. They made pointless subplots with the main characters just to make a movie. Those subplots didn't have to happen at all. Like, it was so stupid. It's kind of like, what's the other show that does that? Ah, man, I don't know. There's some other movie or show that makes subplots. Oh yeah, the Kenobi show, Obi-Wan. That whole show is all about a dumb subplot. It just feels like such a waste. There's so much more they could have done with the story of Obi-Wan between episode 3 and episode 4. And they chose some weird, random, dumb nonsense to make a 6-episode show out of. And that's kind of like what this movie was like. They just created nothing. At least the other 2 kind of made sense. The first one was about Jurassic World. The second one was, we're having problems. Well, actually, it wasn't problems. It was they're starting to sell dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are more accepted in the world. People are used to them. And the parks are boring now, so they sell them. So now you can own dinosaurs. And this third one was just dumb. And, you know, dinosaurs are supposed to be the main thing. It's all about Jurassic and the dinosaurs. And, like, the biggest creature problem was these gigantic, like, grasshoppers. Like, that's your dinosaur that you chose? Huge grasshoppers? Stupid. Also, all the original characters, the way they roped them into the movie was just so cheap. Like, you had Malcolm worked for this company, or contracted with this company. I don't even know what his status really was. He was somehow affiliated with the evil company. And then you had the girl, what's her name? Laura Dern, whatever her name is in the movie. She just happens to find the other guy, Alan, at his work site and just casually recruits him to go do whatever nonsense she was trying to do. And like, it was, I don't know, it was stupid though. It was kind of like the Power Rangers in the Power Rangers reboot movie, how they all just happened to be at that place for no reason, and that's how they all got their powers. It was so dumb. And then, I don't know, there was just so much that was dumb. There's another character too. They introduced a new character. I don't know what her name is, but how did they even discover her? I don't know. Somehow they run into her, and she's a pilot. And it's like, oh, that's the whole point. Now they got a pilot now. They got a pilot just by chance. It's like, oh, cool. No reason for her to be there. She just is. And like, at first she let something happen, but I'm feeling conscious about it, so I gotta do something to help you guys. Like, oh, okay, that's your reason for sticking around? Cool. That was a terrible movie. If I had to rate it out of 10, you know, 10 points, 10 stars, whatever you want to say, I'd give it like a 4, 3. Let me think about this. Like, would I want to watch it again? Probably not. So a 3, I'll give it a 3. Like, it was okay to see it once. I know if I didn't see it in theaters, I would definitely want to at least rent it from Redbox and see it. So there's the intrigue, but now that I have seen it, it's like, oh. Like, I don't even know if I'll ever buy it. Like, I don't care. I might rent it. That might be the most I do, is rent it one more time when it comes out, just to rewatch it. Kind of like I did with Batman, only I bought the Batman, and it still sucks, though. So that was a waste of my money. Speaking of the Batman, I don't want to go on a weird tangent. This is supposed to be the Morgan Journal, but I saw this cool collector's edition thing at Walmart, and I want to get it because it's cool, and it is Batman, and I like Batman a lot, but like, I just didn't like the movie, so I'm like, do I want to buy this? Like, yes and no. But it's like a display thing, and I'm like, well, maybe instead of putting this crappy movie, I could put one of the better movies in there and display a good movie. So, I don't know. I haven't done it yet. It's $35. I've been thinking about it for like 2 weeks now. By the time I decide if I'm going to do it or not, Walmart probably won't have it anymore anyways, but... But anyways, yes, we watched that boring long movie, and then and then after that, we left, and my plan was just to bring her back to her mom's, because her mom asked me, when are you going to bring her back? And I was like, I guess maybe like 7. I was trying to plan out like the distance from where the theater is and how long the movie is. So I was like, I guess 7? Does that work? And she's like, oh, I don't really care. You can bring her back at 9 like normal times. I'm just seeing what your plan was, if you wanted to do that or bring her back earlier. And I was like, oh yeah, I can keep her till 9. That's fine. But since we had to go to that theater, well, that theater is actually beyond where her mom lives. You know, her mom lives here. I live here. Wait, how do I make this look straight? I live here, her mom lives here, and that theater's here. So I'm like, well, I have to drive back anyways. So I was like, I'm just gonna drop her off. There's no point. At that point, it was pushing 7 anyways. I'm like, there's no point in bringing her home with me, because all we would do is get home. She'd have to take her shower. We'd have, I don't know, 45 minutes to dick around and do nothing productive anyways, and then I'd have to bring her back. So then I'd have to bring her back, then go back home, and I'm just like, that's extra gas for no reason, that's extra mileage for no reason, and all that. Like, I'm already here, I might as well just, you know, technically it's not even my day either. This was supposed to be her mom's weekend. She switched because of Culliver's birthday, but it also just happened to be Father's Day, so that's the only reason I even got her today. That's also why I got her at 10 instead of the usual 9, because it wasn't really my day. So, yeah, but anyways, before I brought her home, I asked her if she was hungry, because I figured her mom her mom would feed her, obviously, but I'm like, well, if she's hungry, I'm not going to drop her off hungry at almost 7 o'clock, you know? So we just went to KFC, and got some food, ate it in the car, and then drove back and dropped her off. Yeah, that was it. So I had her until about, I don't know, a little after 7, I think, 7:10ish or so. Anyhow, a couple other things that I forgot about. One was in the morning, they wanted to take James to breakfast, and I guess they went to a couple of restaurants, and they were like super jam-packed busy. So it was funny because they ended up just going to McDonald's. Like, their plans were kind of ruined, like my plans were for the movie, because they were like, they were talking about this for a while, that they were going to get up at like 6 so they could go to a restaurant and get some breakfast, and they tried 2 places. I know where one was. It's a little like mom and pop diner. I don't know what the other one was. She said somewhere else, and I was trying to think, like, where else would they have gone? I don't know. But yeah, they left their name at one of them also. And then, like, Morgan's like, yeah, we got to call it like 9:30. And they said, oh, a table's open for you. And she was like, Mom's like, oh, we're all set now. We already ate. But it was just funny that they only ended up going to McDonald's, because I'm like, wow, like, they wanted to do something cool, and they ended up just doing something super basic just because the cool places were jam-packed. Just like this stupid theater I tried to go to. Another thing I forgot to mention was on, oh, that's another thing too. Morgan didn't have her bag with her, because obviously, her clothes bag, because obviously, we went to the theater, and then we went to another theater, and then I just dropped her off. So when we got to our mom, she's like, I don't have my bag. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like, there's nothing in it that needs to come back here. You're still wearing your clothes. You know, you never put your pajamas on. And I'm going to need it Tuesday, so whatever. If it's just still at my apartment, it just makes it easier. You don't have to remember to grab it, because I already have it. And she's like, well, there's clothes in there for you. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's fine if there's clothes in the bag for me. They're at my place. I'll handle it. And the other thing I forgot to say on the Tuesday, Thursday one is she started to do this snapping thing. She's doing this all the time now. I don't know what it's for. She's always just snapping. It's not like she's trying to think. Like, sometimes people are like, oh, what is it? She's just doing it like a weird new tick. Just snap all the time for no reason. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like examples of how and when and why she does it, but I'm kind of drawing a blank. She just does it all the time, out of nowhere. It's just weird. Anyways, that's it. That was my Sunday, my Father's Day. Ooh, that's another thing too. My brother had asked me earlier if I wanted to go to the park with him. This was before I even saw him at Walmart. And yeah, I was like, oh, dang it, no, because we're supposed to go to the theater. And I was like, that sucks though. Like, we haven't hung out in a long time. It would have been fun, but we already had the plans for the theater. I mean, I guess I didn't have tickets. I could have blew it off, but I was like, this was planned with Morgan. Like, I don't want to last minute change plans on her, you know what I mean? So I don't know, that kind of sucked, but I was like, dang it, like, go figure, here's an opportunity and I can't do it. But anyways, that's it. That was Sunday the 19th, Juneteenth. And yeah, until the next one might actually be 4 days. I hate doing this, but I think it's gonna be Tuesday, Thursday, and then the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, only because well, today is Wednesday right now, and I'm not gonna record Tuesday because that's dumb. I want to rope it in with Thursday, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get around to it on Friday. So yeah, I'm going to have to do it Sunday after I bring her back to her mom's. I'm not really a fan of this, though, because look at this one. It's already 33 minutes long, and I'm talking about one day. But anyways, that's it. So yeah, till the next one. I said see ya.